Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream tonight. Let's see here. Let me just check my audio settings here. I think I got that right. Yeah, that sounds right. Cool. Misplaced just a few things, a few critical things, namely microphone and part of my camera mount for that camera, but we found them and we're on the air. So let's get this show on the road, shall we? Let's see, that can go down there for now. So, what are we doing tonight? Last stream, we glued up these assemblies. So this is, yeah, we can throw the valves in this real quick. These do actually have a direction they're supposed to go. It has to do with kind of how the, so these are really serviceable valves, it turns out. From this side, you can actually thread out this retention ring and pull the ball out and change all the seals and everything, which I like. I think that's pretty cool. So let's see here. Let's thread that like so. Yeah, that looks good. Throw the other side on. Come on, please, please. Please, there. There we go. Okay, so there's the assembly, or part of the assembly. I guess we'll throw the other valves on this. Coming together. There we go. That's looking like a thing. So that right there is our where our microscope's going to connect. Look at that. That's fun. I like that. So this is our bypass valve. So we'll bypass some amount of flow because our pump is very overspecified for this microscope, but that's just going to result in us getting some better stability. So I don't mind that. And then these are our supply and return valves. So yeah, that's the assembly. So let's grab some strut clamps and some tools for that. Oh, that bounced. Let's see here. Let's get this camera pointed where we want. Let's lock the focus because it's been doing us dirty in this situation before. Okay, let's do this. So, well, I guess. So there's our assembly. There we go, focus. So we're gonna put some strut clamps on. Or I guess these are strut clamp cushions. These aren't actually the clamps themselves. These are the cushion, because these are cushion strut clamps. So presumably these are the cushions. So there's our assembly with our cushions on it. There's our clamps. Interesting. We do not have a socket. That's oh, there it is. It's right here. Okay, we're good. We got a socket. Pull that off. Don't worry, we found it. We're good. Can I get a audio video check? Is look good, sound good? Oh, interesting. My tool doesn't fit right there. Cool. Didn't plan for that. I'm gonna grab a. Huh. Does my drill fit? My drill kind of fits. I think we'll do something kind of silly. Who needs a socket when you just can use the chuck of the drill? Yeah, that's working fine. It was working for a little bit. Well, we got it partway on there. That's progress. Let's grab a different tool. Let's grab plier wrenches. My favorite wrench ever. Imagine if I had to take this long on every single one of these. That would be an L. That'd be a huge L. I think we'll kind of start out with that in the middle, so we've got a little bit of play to go up and down when we do our 90s up there. Grab a level. That's looking good there. Okay, get that side tight. Let's get our other side tight now. There we go. And it's level. Cool. And if we end up kind of in the middle of our range on both sides, oh, that side seems higher. If that side's higher though, and it's level, why? Why is that? What's going on? Let's investigate. Okay, is it actually level? It's potentially not level, is what it is. It's kind of hard to do this because this level is not really long enough for this. We're gonna drop this side down a bit, I think. Oh, the strut's not level. Well, which way does the strut need to go? It's really close. It's all really close. Oh, it's like the rubber's moved around a little bit differently on each one, I think. Yeah, the left side does look a little bit higher, I think, and I don't think that's just the camera angle. Let's measure this a little bit differently. Where'd my calipers go? I thought I had the calipers over here for some reason. I probably moved... Oh, there they are. I think I know what's actually going on, or a part of what's going on is that maybe these two pieces here are different. Okay, so this side is 1.99 inches. I'm actually pretty impressed I got it that close. Okay, what's this one? 2.07. So it's like 0.1 inches longer on this side, but okay. We'll just push the left one down, I think, a little bit. Yeah, I think we adjusted it after that particular thing, but the camera is off to a little bit of an angle, which might be playing a part, but oh, we lost a camera. And we're back. The real question is how far away are the tops of this from the thing up there? Like, how level is my ceiling? I don't know how level my ceiling is. Okay, I see. My ceiling is super not level. It's actually surprising how not level it is. That's fun. So that's gonna make cutting the links on these actually kind of annoying. Okay, that's cool. So the ceiling is not level. The ceiling is not level, and that's going to make this fun. What do we want to do to fix this? Or, well, it's not really a fix. I mean, I'm not going to fix my ceiling tonight. So we got to get these tubes the right length. Now the easier thing to do would have been to, I think, maybe like not put the strut up yet and get this plumbed and then put the strut up, or give myself a lot more distance between the strut or between the cross valve and these valves so that I have a lot more play up and down. But it's a bit too late for those options now. Okay, we're gonna temporarily mount some pipe up here with 90s in it, and then our goal right now is to figure out how long we want to cut to go from here to our 90 up there. So let's get some 90s temporarily mounted up here so that we have something to measure to. And you know what? Here's what we'll do. We'll do the laser tape measure thing. That worked using the laser tape measure to measure from here up to the fitting we had up there. Worked really well the other instance we were doing that in. And because this isn't, this shouldn't be as complicated, right? Right. Yeah, it'll be fine. Cool. Let's okay, I got a piece here. I got a 90 somewhere. Let's get the ladder moved over here. Beep, 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 beep. What? I did not. I didn't. Okay, it got unplugged. Because I didn't tell it to switch cameras, and it switched cameras. Yep, it got unplugged. They make really nice USB cables for like tethered camera operation. This is not one of them. This is a really terrible USB-C cable, and it's showing because we keep on losing the camera. Okay, we're back. Wow, that strut really blends in up there. So do you all want the 2-camera scene, or do you want me to make that 1-camera full scene? I'll leave it up to you. Maybe we'll move it around like that a bit. Yeah, I like that, actually. Okay, I think that's a good view. And then we can crop this one in a bit more to show what I'm doing. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I like that. Okay, let's grab some 90s for the sake of getting some measurements. Okay, we got cushion, clamp. Cushion, clamp, pipe. And we'll get a piece of tape right now too, because I know we're gonna need that. Where's my good tape? Is it out? It's already out here, because I've been using it. That makes sense. So, for those of you just joining, we are putting some Schedule 80 PVC up for the purposes of connecting a microscope to a water chiller. So we're putting this short piece up. We're going to mount it up right here. And then we're going to put a piece of tape on there, and that's going to give us a target for the laser tape measure so that we can determine exactly how long this piece needs to be. Or the piece of pipe that goes from our valves down there up to our ceiling. I want that one on the other side. Yeah, that's what we want. Too tight for me to move it around for the purposes of getting the alignment correct. So let me zoom in on this just so you can see this, because this is something I've been dealing with this whole time. So you might be able to see there's a gap here between the nut and the strut clamp. So the nut's loose, but the clamp is not loose. Like, I cannot move this around. So I need to shove something in it to pop the clamp open, because the clamp kind of like closes this stuff down. So now the clamp's actually popped open. Can move this to where I want it, which we're gonna take another piece of pipe here. Just mock that up in there real quick. We're just getting it close. That feels like about the distance of a strut clamp or of a strut cushion away from the strut. Well, you know what? This doesn't really matter, but might as well. I have more strut cushions. Whoop. Cool. Yeah, I like that shot. Okay, we got some pipe up. Cool, I like it. I'm gonna like really torque this one down just so I get the like kind of constrains it to where we want to for our measurement. Huh. It feels like that screw on the end isn't doing very much. Yeah, that washer's loose. Is that one loose? No. Okay, we need to tighten that up. Well, we're going to do that right now because that, although subtle, could have an impact on our measurements. So we've discovered that this piece of strut just a little bit looser than we want, and I can see that one screw at the end here is loose, so we're going to get that fixed. Pop the clamp open. Oh, I didn't catch it, but I directed it to where it needed to go, so I'm going to call that a win. Huh, why is that making a sound? Okay, that makes sense. Oh, that screw is not in a stud, it feels like. Why do we think that is? Do you think we're too far to the right or too far to the left? No, I think actually we're gonna, no, that did tighten up a fair bit. Yeah, that's good. Cool. We'll throw our piece of tape on there. So the tape is just to give the laser tape measure something to bounce off of. Try and put it on kind of flat. I think we did a pretty good job. Okay, there we go. Okay. Laser tape measure time. It does require that I know the whereabouts of said laser tape measure, which, hell, it was right in front of me the whole time. There we go. Okay, are we really happy with how we have our manifold down here mount? Is this a manifold? What even is this? If I had to guess, I'm gonna guess that if I make a mistake, I am going to make a mistake that is going to result in the pipe either being too long or too short. Do I think that one of those is more likely? I think it is likely that if I do make a mistake here, I will end up making the pipe too short. So if that's the case, I want this to start out lower in the clamp so that if I do make it too short, I've got room to I've got room to pull it up to account for that. So I'm actually going to lower this down into the clamps a little bit. I kind of wish I made these like a 1/4 inch bigger or 1/2 inch bigger, because that just would have made it a little bit less sensitive right now. I don't want to go too short though, in case the mistake I actually make is making it too long. Let's make leveling this easier. Let's throw a ruler on there, and then that's going to let us just set this on. Okay, I like that. I'm going to ship that. Cool. Let's roll with that. One clamp over here is being a little bit weird. Maybe we can squeeze that and it'll be closer to what we want. Oh, no, it doesn't want to do that. Okay, I guess that hole is just kind of in the wrong spot. That's okay. We probably ended up mixing and matching like clamp halves from bags, so. Okay, there we go. So let's get a measurement here. Oh, I accidentally turned it off. Okay, that is 3 feet, 4 inches, and 30 seconds. You want to put that in the chat for me? That'd be great. That's 3 feet, 4 inches, and 30 seconds. Three feet, 4 inches, 30 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna move, well. I'm gonna move this over now, or I'm gonna move that over so that we can get the measurement for our other one. And that way we can just cut both of them at once. So one consequence of using the like half height strut profile instead of the full height strut profile is that the fasteners are actually like kind of like sticking into the strut a little bit more as a percentage of the total depth of the strut, and they're actually sticking in so far that like if I like insert this from the end, I can't slide it very far. It like stops here at the end, and it does that because it's like hitting the fastener. So that's the thing that can be taken into account. I just wanted to maintain as much like ceiling clearance in here as possible. I mean, it's not like my ceilings are short, but you know, I wanted as much as I could get. So I mean, having the laser just sitting there and running is really great. I don't know if you can see it on camera. If you look really closely on the piece of the blue tape I have on this piece of pipe, I've got a red dot on it. And that's from the laser tape measure, so I think you can see that. Little red dot right there. So that tells me I got this pretty much in the right spot, and that's great. Watch this be like the exact same number. That'd be kind of funny. No, it's not. It's 3 feet, 4 inches, and 15/16. Three feet, 4 inches, and 15/16. And there's our little red dot from the laser. So yeah, laser tape measure. They're really cool. I really like them. Okay, 3 feet, 4 inches, 15/16 of an inch. So we got 2 pieces of pipe to cut. Okay, let's, so So yeah, 2 3-foot, 5-inch pieces of pipe to cut. All my pipe is down here. Okay, I've got 4 long pieces of pipe left. So let's choose what pipe to cut. So these 2 back here are my longest pieces, and I think I'm going to leave those. Okay, there's some pipe. Let's find the tape measure I've been using. I saw a YouTube video that has basically ruined me, and it was comparing different tape measures from different brands. And the conclusion was that different tape measures from different brands are measuring differently, and I don't like that. That is, oh no, that's not good. I don't, they should be the same, right? Like, is like National Institute of Standards just like not at all involved in tape measures? Like, what's going on? Now they are seemingly pretty consistent. If you like use tape measures of the same brand, they seem pretty consistent. But yeah, you know, disappointing. Okay, so we need 2 3-foot 5 pieces, so we need a 6-foot 10 piece of pipe if we want to cut both pieces of tube out of the same piece. I feel like these are 6'10". Yeah, these are like 8 feet. Yeah, these are like 8 feet and a bit actually. So that's good. We could cut one of those in half. I've not seen rankings about which ones are more accurate, but I've just been trying to use the same one for this project. So I can cut one piece in half, and that will give me both the pieces I need for this. And the other thing to consider is I also need to do my horizontal runs up here, which you can't see. So I'll just switch to this camera. Yep. So we also need to do our horizontal runs here. So hopefully I'll be able to do both of, how much is that? That run is, the longest run here is going to be approximately 4 feet 1 inch. The other one will be a little bit shorter. And I said these were like 8 feet 10 inches, right? So I'll be able, so if my math is mathing, and I do believe that my math is currently mathing, I'll be able to cut one of these in half, basically. Yeah, my maths. I'll be able to cut one of these in half and use that for my verticals, and I'll be able to cut the other one in half and use that for my horizontals. So that's good. That's a good plan. I like this plan. One of these does appear to be, well, yeah, these are both a little bit warped in some ways, but that's fine. We'll do this one on the left here for our first ones, I think. I think I can take up the ways in which it's not straight pretty easily. Put that all the way out of the way so it's not a tripping hazard. And let's get set up to measure some pipe. So we're going to go ahead and do this sequentially. As in, we're going to cut one and then we're going to cut the other. And that's just so it's more accurate. Come on back, camera. There we go, cool. Okay, so we're gonna do our 3 feet, 4 inch, and 25/32 one first. What is that in sixteenths? That's 25/32. That's 12 and a half, 25/32 is 12 and a half sixteenths, right? Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's 12 and a half sixteenths. I think we've got the camera back. And then was this a square end we're starting with down here? I think I said it was. It's pretty square, but we'll go on the longer side of it. Three feet, 4 inches, and 12 and a half sixteenths. Three feet, 1, 2, 3, 4 inches, and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and a half sixteenths. Okay, and we want to cut right in the middle of our mark. Cool, we cut that pretty square. Okay, so now we're gonna do our 3 feet, 4 inches, and 15/16 one. Yeah, that makes sense. That does look like it's taller on the right, or it's like the ceiling's kind of tilting up like that on the right side, so. 3 feet, 4 inch, 15/16. 3 feet, 4 inches, 15/16. 12, 13, 14, 15, yeah, okay. Okay, and we want to be right in the middle of our mark. Let me just double check that real quick. Measure twice, cut once, right? That's what they say. Three feet, 4 inches, 15/16. Oh, I'm short, I'm short. So because I'm cutting short, or started to cut short, I'm gonna let the blade kind of wander to one side a little bit. I mean, it always wanders to one side. I'm just gonna decide what side it wanders to, and I'm gonna make it wander in the direction that's gonna make the pipe the length that I want it to be. Oh yeah, we got that right where we want, I think. We might actually have gone a little bit farther. No, yeah, we'll cut that down, or file that down just a smidge, and that'll be dead on. I'm gonna mark this as the number 2 pipe. Because this is the second one we cut, and they're different lengths. So this is the 15/16 one, right? Yeah. And that's our leftover right there. So, okay, that's cool. Let's get these filed and glued up. Okay, I'm just getting the fume extractor plugged in so that we can get that started up. Okay, extractor started. I think we'll kind of do a POV shot tonight. Which means this ladder is going to have to move. And this camera is going to kind of come this way. Say hi to the rest of the shot back there. How do you like that shot? So let's look at our number 2 pipe. That's our number 1. It didn't mark it, so that must mean this is 2. Oh no, that was number 2. Okay. So we said we wanted to file this side down just a smidge. Let's get this out of here. Okay. I'm gonna run and grab an additional chamfering tool that's gonna make life way easier real quick. I'm pretty sure I know where it is, so I don't know if this counts as time spent looking or just time spent retrieving. Okay, I have the tool, and I am on my way back. I don't know why I didn't grab this earlier. This would have made life a lot easier a lot earlier. I got 2 different ones. So this one might be, yeah, that's the right size. Cool, we can just do that. So instead of having to mess around, I just twist it a few times. That's not doing a great job. Let's do this one. Oh, that's what we should have been doing the whole time. Wow, that's nice now. Well, wish I'd been doing that sooner. I wonder if I can do this on the outside. This is not, yeah, it's hard to do on the OD. We'll just do this for the ID. Yeah, there we go. That did a great job. Okay, that's some chamfer. That one's chamfered. Here, let me zoom in to kind of where I'm actually working for this next one. So that's a chamfered pipe. We got that ID chamfer, we got that OD chamfer, looking good. Let's do the next one. We'll just do both of our ID chamfers to start with, because we got the tool in our hand, we might as well. Pretty cool these chamfer tools work, I think. Cool, don't feel any lip on that. That's feeling good. We'll do the other side. I think these chamfer tools are really fun. Here, let me really zoom in on that for y'all. There we go. Now we'll do what you couldn't see on camera is that the chamfer tool just rolled off the table. Okay, let's do our OD chamfer. Okay, that's one OD chamfer. What was satisfying, the OD or ID one? So that's the fuzz that we get. Focus? Yeah. So that's the fuzz we get after the first part of chamfering. And then we'll clean that up using the edge of the file. Take the fuzz off. And that's a piece of chamfered pipe. chamfer pipe. So, pipe. Okay, something I am noticing is that this pipe is very... God damn it. We made a mistake. We made a big mistake. Okay, I'll show you the mistake. So we have a fitting here. We have a fitting up there. This pipe needs to stick into this fitting and stick into that fitting. And it would do that if we added 2 1/16 inch to the measurement that we took when we decided how long to cut it. So instead of cutting a piece of pipe that fits into the fitting, we cut a piece of pipe that fits between the fittings. And somehow we ended up actually pretty short relative to that, even. Oh, that's probably because that's the short one. So we've very precisely cut a piece of pipe that fits between the fittings, but it doesn't fit into the fittings because we didn't add 2 1/16 of an inch. We're really good at math. Really, really great at mathing here. Well, I think that's the first piece of pipe. I have plenty of pipe. We're not going to run out of pipe, fortunately. I think that's the first piece of pipe I cut wrong. I'm like looking at this and I'm like, how hard is it to move this up by 2 inches? It's not going to be easy because of that one screw that broke off. So we're probably not going to do that. Oh man, that's fun. That's real fun. Okay, we can redo all that work. That's fine. Yeah, they even ended up like they're pretty precise cuts. Like they're like exactly the right distance, right difference, and the difference in length there. So that's cool. We did a good job making these pieces. These are great. These are great pieces. Great pieces that are each 2 1/16 inch too short. Okay, well, I've accepted that, so bye. I'm gonna go pick this up so I don't actually forget they're on the ground trip on them. Okay, take 2. Let's do this. I'm going to clean up a little bit first. That was fun. I was like, man, that's the fastest I've cut and finished 2 pieces of pipe. Not really. Not really. Okay. Okay, one more time. That was fun. Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that great? I love very precisely making the wrong part. Okay. Is that end square to start with? No, it's not. Let's cut a new end on that. Oh, that was not straight either. That was worse. What's going on here? That's better than those last 2 cuts, but still worse than what we started with. Worse than what we started with. Doing it handheld is probably not as good for getting really consistent cuts. Yeah, let's flip over to doing this on the ground because we're just getting some terrible cuts trying to do this handheld. I'll get that other camera in a sec here. It's not dead, it's just tax law. It's a victim of tax law. Because if they sold it when it was new and it could record or run for more than 30 minutes, oh no, they'd have to pay more taxes. So let's see here. So we tilted too far that way, so we want to go more that way. Okay, that's... Oh, this pipe's really, really warped on this end. Okay, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's like super bent right here. Where's the tape measure? Let's see how long of a piece we actually need from this. Maria, in the chat, do you think that you could add a 2 1/16 inch to each of our measurements? So I have the new measurements, and that would be very helpful. Okay, so I know it's going to be, each one's going to be basically 3 feet 5 inches, so that's 6 feet 10 inches total. So we got plenty to start from this end. So let's clean up this end and then start from this end. That's a square cut. So I know how to do a square cut if I lift... Oh, no, it's not. What? Okay, I thought it was better than it was. Not yet. That's a square cut. Okay, cool. No, it's not. Is it? Yeah, it's 2 1/16. Okay, and then 27 30 seconds. Yeah, it is 2 1/16. So what's 27 30 seconds in sixteenths? That's going to be 0.5 something sixteenths. It's going to be 13.5 sixteenths. And then, yeah, 13. So 3 feet, 6 inches, and 13.5 sixteenths. Cursed measurement all around. 100% cursed measurement. Okay, so 3 feet, 6 inches. 3 feet, 6 inches, and 13.5 sixteenths. So 3 feet, 6 inches, 13.5 sixteenths. I just love to see it. 3 feet, 6 inches, 13.5/16. Oh, you're good. 3 feet, 6 inches, and 13.5/16. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.5. $12, 13.5. Okay, we're gonna be right in the middle of that mark. Cool. Oh, okay. I will. I'll double check the math. I mean, I think it looks right because it was 3 feet 4. Yeah, no, I think the math's right. You should. It's pretty late here on the West Coast, and I don't believe that you have the same flexibility sleep schedule that I do. Let's get this cut. Cool. There's our first piece. So our next one is 3 feet 7 inches even. Finally, an even measurement. Three feet 7 inches. Yeah? Yeah, 3 feet 7 inches. Cool, let's get this cut. Cool. We got them both cut. Winning. I mean, kind of. There was a brief period earlier where we were losing, but I think we're winning again. So let's keep going. Forgot to add the 2 1/16 inch. Isn't that fun? Isn't that so much fun? I forgot to add 2 1/16 inch. I didn't mark which piece was which. What's the difference supposed to be again? The difference is supposed to be... Difference is basically supposed to be 1/8 of an inch. Well, you have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for your assistance. I really appreciate it. You saw what chamfering looked like once, so you pretty much know what the rest of the process is going to look like. I appreciate your assistance with all the math. And yeah, I'll keep going. So for those of you just joining the stream, we're currently recovering from our earlier mistakes. Our earlier mistake being we cut the pipe 2 1/16 inch too short, which is unfortunate. But we have recovered from that, so we are back at it. We're going to get these pieces chamfered, then we're going to get these glued up on the wall. Just checking real quick the difference in height between our pieces here. Should be 1/8 of an inch, I think, if I'm doing my math right. Well, it should be just over 1/8 of an inch. It should actually be 2.5/16, which is 5/32. But that's yeah. Yeah, they're just a smidge under 1/8 of an inch difference, which is exactly what we want, I think, right? Yeah, that's exactly what we want. So they're pretty much what they should be. So we just got to do our chamfering, and yeah, that's going to be it. We'll do the 2-for-1 special with our chamfering here. There we go. That's our 2-for-1 chamfering special. Is there a bunch of crap in there now? There's a little bit. I think we got the crap out now. Yep, we got it out. Okay, let's get this end chamfered. We'll do this end horizontally so it's easier to clean out. Okay, that should be all of the crap out. Yep, that's it. Okay, let's do our OD chamfering now. I'm getting fast at this, at least. Yeah, there we go. It's looking good. At least I think it looks good. Oh, autofocus is doing me dirty here. Let's do that manual focus thing. Well, it's not really, well, it's kind of manual. It's like we set it once and then we turn auto off. And then I just got to work where I'm in focus. Okay, both of these ends are chamfered. Now let's move on to our other ends here. I'm gonna move the camera somewhere easier for me to show you what's going on here. Let's get a different angle, you know? Hey, that's looking good. I like it. Cool. Let's wipe up some of our, what would we call this? It's not kerf. Shavings? Filings, I think. PVC filings. Okay. Y'all think we're ready to glue up now? I think we might be. In theory, possibly, maybe, kind of ready to glue up. I don't know yet. Let's find out. Let me mark which one of these is the longer one. Let me also decide what direction I want these to face. Okay, so I got the direction I want them facing towards the top right now. That's just because of the curvature of them. Okay, and then I think the one on the left is the taller one. Yeah, so we'll mark that as our number 2 piece. Okay, there we go. So something I gotta decide is if I glue this in here, so that's gonna go to about there. I think I barely have enough room to get the fitting on. No, well, yeah, I do technically have enough room to get the fitting on up there. Okay, I think I'm just gonna glue it in down here. I think that makes sense. I hope it makes sense to do it like that. Just stick it in and glue it. Then I should have enough clearance. I'm pretty confident I do have enough clearance to get the 90 on up there. Although getting the 90 on down here might be easier, but getting my alignment right is going to be... I think it's going to be easier to align if I put the 90 on after. So let's do that and hope we don't regret it too much. Wait a second. Oh, I actually have to rethink this a little bit. So I need to rotate each of the fittings as I assemble it. So if I get this piece here fully assembled and this side right here is already fully assembled, let me pan up some. So if I get this piece here fully assembled and I already have this here fully assembled, then the problem I'm going to run into is that when I go to do this 90, I'm not going to be able to rotate the 90 at all. Well, I'll be able to rotate it on one side, but the other side I just got to put it straight in, which I don't want to do. So to not have to do that, what I need to do is actually start on this side, rotate the 90 on there. So I actually have to glue up from this direction down, which is actually doable because I can take these pieces off the wall. So if I take these off the wall, I can do these. I put these on last, and I can these separate here because it's a union valve, so I can rotate these on last. Which I think that okay, yeah, no, we definitely need to do it that way. Okay, that's workable. That's completely workable. It just means that I now need to figure out exactly how long I want these pieces of pipe here to be. And then I need to cut those to length. So now I got to figure out how to do that. So that sounds like fun. How do I do that? I don't know yet. I think I start with So I think what I'm going to do is start with these pieces here, with cutting these to length. So I'll cut those to length, and then with those cut to length, I'll glue the 90s on, and then I'll measure from those 90s to the wall there. And then I'll remember to add my 2 1/16 inches my 2 1/16 inches this time. So to cut these, I need to know exactly how far apart that is, which I have not measured yet. So I need to know how far apart that is, and I need to know where I want to do my first cut here. So I got to figure out where my first cut's going to go. So get the first cut, know how far apart that is. Once I know how far apart that is, then that is my distance from my first cut to my second cut, and then glue the 90s, and then with the 90s glued on, make the measurements to there. And I'll do this. You see, I have this piece rigged up just for the test dimension. I'll rig up that piece, except it'll be coming off the vertical section instead of the horizontal section. And then once I get those cut, I'll glue them in on that side because the 90s are already be fixed. And then I'll glue the 90s on, so I can rotate the 90s on this side. And then I'll put the pipe up into the 90s, rotate it on there, and then I will rotate those onto the 90s. Okay, that's the plan. So we've got 2 more pieces of pipe we need to cut. Well, 4 more pieces of pipe we need to cut. 2 more that have to be cut to a precise length. And there's gonna, yeah. So first thing we need to do is get some measurements on, well, we have 2 things we need to do right now. We need to get measurements on the valves, how far apart the valves are. So that's one thing we need to do. And then the other thing we need to do is figure out where we want that first cut on our horizontal pipes up on the ceiling to be. And that I think that's going to be a laser 90-degree laser cross, so that I can go from like here all the way up to there. Tell me exactly where that should be, and then yeah. So let's get this dimension. Calipers might be able to do that. We can try calipers. Calipers will not be able to do that. I do not have big enough calipers right here, right now. Let's do DigiKey ruler. I'm feeling like DigiKey ruler is going to do a pretty darn accurate job. So the measurement we want is our center to center measurement. So we could try to measure center to center, which might actually be pretty easy. Or we can do a like edge to edge, but not opposite edges. So yeah, there's a couple of different ways we can go about this. We'll try like 2 different ways, see if both of them give us the same measurement, and then if they do, we'll go from there. So we'll try center to center, because there's actually these marks that are kind of on the center of the fittings. This, okay. We'll measure there. Okay, so this is telling me that we are right at 8. So this right now is telling me that we are right at 8 and 8 1/8. Let's do a edge to edge measurement. See if that gives us the same thing. I feel like the way I'm doing edge to edge is less precise. Well, according to edge, I'm actually a little bit shorter than an 1/8. Or I'm doing edge to edge wrong. I think I'm doing edge to edge wrong. Oh, Jesus. Well, that was a thing that crawled out for somewhere. That was fun. It's really close to an eighth, but I think it's a little bit closer than that. It's looking like 3/16 maybe? Maybe less than that? Let's check center to center again. Now, center to center, which is... I'm trusting that this mark on the fitting's in the center, which I'm looking at it, and it doesn't look like it's in the center. There's got to be a better way of doing this. There's got to be a better way of doing this. Let's use all of our brain cells to see if we can't figure out one. Let's measure the gap using the laser. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like this idea. So we'll put piece in there, turn on the laser, make sure the laser's measuring from the base of it, which it is measuring from the base. That's what we want. It's a ridiculously short distance to be using the laser on. Okay, the shortest measurement I'm getting is 6 inches and 31/30 seconds. Okay, so 6 inches and 31/30 seconds is our center to center, or sorry, is that distance there. So I need to divide the width of one of the tubes in half. Well, no, I just need to add the width of one of the tubes to that measurement. So that was, I'm just going to type that in the chat so that I remember. Six and 31/30 seconds inches. Okay. So we got that there. Let's see here. So then we need to know the diameter of our tube with our, we'll use the calipers for that. .052. What's that in fractions? Does this one do fractional? No. So this is 1 and 1/32. So if this is 1 and 1/32, and that's 6 and, okay, so that, this is telling you it's exactly 8 inches. Okay, let's see how exactly 8 inches feel. I'm suspicious that I nailed it that close, because 6, 7, yeah, 8, yeah, okay. Do we feel like this might be actually exactly 8 inches? No, there's no way. There's just no way that that is... exactly 8 inches center to center. I just don't think that I made this that precisely. No, that's not passing the sniff test here at all. Like, this doesn't look, this looks like... Okay, well, maybe. I'm starting to see it that way. doesn't seem right. No, there's no way there's no way. That laser must not be accurate at short distances. I'm going to say laser's not accurate at short distances because I'm getting a different measurement here. Even if I push them together, I'm kind of getting the laser says if I push them together. I'm going to say it's 7 inches between the pipes. So it's 7 inches between the pipes, and the OD of the pipe is 1 and 1/30 seconds, and it's 8 and 1/30 seconds doesn't even seem right. No, I could see it. Okay. Yeah, 8 and 1/30 seconds. Okay. 8 and 1/30 seconds it is. That's the measurement we're going to go with. Eight and 1/30 seconds. So that means that that's it. Okay, maybe we're a little bit longer than that. I think we're actually running. I think it's longer. I think it's slightly longer. It's telling me it's 8 and 1/30 seconds. Pretty consistent. Okay. I think that's the math. 8 and 1/30 seconds. 8 and 1/30 seconds inches. Okay, so that is the number that we are going to use for how far apart our cut from here to here is going to be 8 and 1/30 seconds. So now we need to figure out where the edge of this is relative to there. And to do that, we're going to use the laser cross level. So let's get the laser cross level out and do some work with that. Where's the laser cross level? laser cross level has been procured. I think it even has batteries in it. Okay. I'm gonna use the side of the strut as my datum for this direction, because I'm pretty sure I installed this strut with the laser, I think. We'll see how it looks. Well, the strut's not as straight as I would like. So one challenge I'm seeing right now is that wherever I got it right now is going to put it directly on top of all the fasteners I used to secure the strut to the ceiling, which is, as we would say, suboptimal. So one thing I'm also thinking of is how to leave more room on this strut here for future expansion potentially. That'll be fine. Should be fine. Hopefully it's fine. Oh, actually, when I laid out the strut, I did line this up with the floor grid, so I could use the floor grid for my 90-degree alignment. That would be useful. It is getting pretty late here, but I really want to get this done. I want to start tomorrow with the Merlin, not with the plumbing, so. just under 2.5 there. 2 there. 1.5, so we're a little bit twisted. What? It turned off when I tapped it. That's not good. Please don't be dead. Oh, so much for that alignment work. Yep, the batteries are dead. Okay, let's put new batteries in this thing. That's fun. Unless batteries are not dead. Nope, batteries are dead. Yeah, batteries are dead. Okay, new batteries. Okay, new batteries procured. Okay, batteries procured. Let's get this, yeah, let's put these in here. Hey, got the laser back. Oh, I'll just put the laser on the grid. That's stupid easy. I should just do that. Where's my laser target? That'll make things just slightly easier to use the highly reflective target. There it is. So this thing's kind of handy. It's a piece of green plastic, but when the laser line hits it, it's very bright. Here, I'll avoid shining laser into the camera. See how bright that is? That's great. It's beeping at me because it's not level, because I'm holding it. Okay, here we go. Doing it for real this time. Get this nice and lined up. Come on. There we go, I think. Nope, not on target yet, almost. This is what I did to lay out the entire floor here on the shop, and yeah, it took a second. Okay, lasers lined up. It doesn't tell me as much information as I wanted, I'm realizing, because the 90-degree fittings, they have an offset in them, actually. I don't know what that offset is, and I sure would like to for the purposes of this project. So let's grab a 90 and see what that turns out to be. The other thing I'm considering is, like, I'm not leaving very much room here for future expansion or anything else. Like, I want to run argon lines, air lines, and I also want to run 2 more water lines. Not big water lines. I want to run skinnier water lines, I think. And I am like, this doesn't leave me a lot of room here to work with because of how wide this valve is. Part of me almost thinks that I should have put the skinny valve in here, like I did in the other room. I mean, in the future, I could put like the skinny water lines in between these two. That wouldn't be that bad, actually. I have to do something a little bit goofy there, but it's doable. Okay, let's figure out what's going on with these pieces. Where does the pipe stop relative to each other? So these are 1 and 1/32 deep. Okay, so how to figure this out? So 1 and 1/32 deep. And then to the face there, it's 1 inch. I think actually calipers is what makes sense here. Oh, calipers makes a whole lot of sense. .175. Nearest fractional equivalent, 1.175 inch. 1 3/16. So it's a 3/16 offset, it looks like. Why is that chart so weird? Yeah, we'll go 3/16. Well, no, we'll go one down. We'll go, well, it's not 5/32. Unless it is. What does that look like? What does 5/32 look like? So 0.015. 1.8. Five 30 pretty close. So between 3/16 and 5/30. So we'll call it 3/16. So it's 3/16 less than where the laser is right now. Yeah, that'll put us right where we want to be. Okay, but the other thing we want to check is the strut clamps, because those are a little bit annoying because they can't go on the fasteners, and the fasteners, I can tell, are right about where we're lining this all up to be. So we're going to want to make sure we don't make this especially challenging for ourselves here. Because I've got a habit of doing that to myself occasionally. No, we're leaving ourselves just enough room. Okay, I like that. I mean, I think it's a bit late to be trying to make this a lot smaller than it currently is. So I think we'll go with the current plan. If we end up regretting it, we end up regretting it. And we adjust how the gas lines are run or something. Or we nest a smaller set of water lines in the middle. Yeah, the bypass valve being after the shutoff valves and just being like a separate thing, I think would have made sense. Hindsight. Which we could still do that. There's nothing to prevent me from changing the plan right now. a dangerous realization. It's a very dangerous realization. If I want to make this narrower, I can. I can also do that later relatively easily. Yeah, if I want to make this narrower later, I just like cut the pipe up there and it's fine. Okay, so if we're still happy with our laser alignment, which I personally am, then we're going to do a 3/16 inch offset. And that's going to move us over the width of the 90. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to put a mark on the pipe right now, so in case I accidentally kick the laser while moving the ladder, I don't have to redo everything. Okay, we got a mark on the pipe. So now we need to do 3/16 that 3/16 that way. So that'll move, yeah, I'll move the fitting over. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. I like this plan. Yeah, and I think I've got a good plan. If I want to reduce the width of this later, I can move that one piece over pretty easily. So let's ship this. Okay, I managed to not kick the laser, so I'm doing pretty great. Oh, autofocus is going to be not great. Let's turn autofocus off. Okay, autofocus is off. Two, three. Oh, I got a mark. Cool. Let's just hold a 90 up just to sandy check everything. Furthermore, let's mark this one for how deep the pipe inserts. Yeah, that looks right. Let's just do one more check on our clamp clearance. Yeah, it's right on the edge, but it's gonna clear. Cool. Okay, let's do this. Got our implement of choice here. There we go, we did it. Hey. Okay, then we're gonna do 8 and 1/32 inches. So we're gonna use the DigiKey ruler for that. I'm just gonna sanity check that number one more time because it just doesn't quite seem right still. It's actually a 16th, I think. We're gonna do 8 and 1/16. Yeah, let's do 8 and 1/16. Wish this was longer. This is only 6 inches though, so that's not gonna help. Yeah, we're gonna go 16th. We're gonna go 8 and 1/16. Let's use the square to transfer it to this pipe, and then we'll measure just on that pipe. Okay, I have one little scratch on there right now. Make that slightly bigger. Okay, we got a mark. Okay, we're gonna go 8 and 1/16. Okay, that's 8 and 1/16. Let's get that cut. The mark's in a really inconvenient spot relative to where I can get the pipe shear. Okay, there we go. Ta-da! Look at that. That's great. Okay, so now we're doing a glue up there. Is that the stabilizer switch? That was. There we go. Yep, both forwards. Oh. Behold, 8 and 1/16 of an inch. Okay, let's, what's next? Gluing on some 90s. Well, actually chamfering's next. So we'll get the extractor moved over here, and then we'll glue on some 90s. Or we'll cut it off there. I think we're going to cut it off there. We'll do one more measurement tomorrow. We'll go ahead and glue 2 90s tonight. Yeah, we'll glue these 2 90s tonight, and that way these will cure up tonight and be really strong for messing around with them tomorrow. That should be fine. Let's just do it all tomorrow. It's pretty late. I don't want to do this too late tonight, so. Cool, let's look at what we did. Spent a lot of time cutting some stuff that we never ended up using because I cut it 2 1/16 inches too short, so that was fun. So we got that on the wall. That's what we glued up last stream, but that's on the wall now. We got the pieces to go from here up to there, cut, chamfered, ready to glue. And we also figured out exactly where we want this to come over. So we've got those pieces there, both cut to length now. So next we're gonna put a 90 there, put a 90 there, run our pipe along there, put the 90s on that end, and glue into here. And we're gonna have to put these on last. And so the way that we're gonna do that is, these are union valves. So it's a little bit hard to do on the wall, but I can actually remove that valve, and that'll let me spin that like that when I do the glue up. And these are just in there temporarily. I was just using these as some gauges to help me figure out how far apart things need to be. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. And can't wait to get this wrapped up tomorrow. Cool. Well, thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Had a great time streaming with y'all. Look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. I guess we'll do the both side by side there. Let's just switch to this one. There we go. Cool. So had a great time streaming with y'all. Look forward to doing this with y'all tomorrow. We are definitely gonna get this finished up tomorrow. We are so close. I can't believe how close we are. But this is where we're at tonight. And yeah, I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. And we'll definitely be starting the stream earlier tomorrow too. So. See y'all later, and let's get this microscope plumbed. Infrastructure always does this to me. It always takes a long time, and then you use it every time, and it's really fast to use it once you built it, but it takes a second to build. So, I mean, it happens. But I think this is gonna be worth it. It's gonna let us get the chiller in that room. It's gonna make it so quiet. This is a nice install. It's gonna last a long time. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Cool. Anyways, I'll catch up with y'all later and see y'all next time. Peace. Where is my stop button? Bye.